Happy Friday, everyone. I am Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and welcome to my stamp studio. Today, I have the most fabulous fun fold to help celebrate my 25 years as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. Can you believe it? I'm still like in awe that it's been 25 years. I'm not sure where the time has gone, but I'm blessed to have met so many wonderful people with customers and Stampin' Up! Demos, and just blessed to travel to Stampin' Up! Events to meet people, and also incentive trips. So it's been a wild ride of 25 years and looking forward to many more. So wait till you see what's coming ahead. I've got some things in the works, actually, for once, and I can't wait to share it with you. So make sure you are subscribed to my newsletter, because that's who's going to hear about it first, okay? Is my newsletter subscribers. And yeah, I'm just waiting for something. Hopefully I have something to announce next week, okay? All right, so let's get started, because this fun fold is absolutely fabulous. I saw it from Tina Zink. She's a former Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I fell in love with it. It's been in the back of my mind for probably a month or so, and just have not had a chance to work with it. So okay, hi Colleen and Sherry and Sharon. Welcome and thank you so much. Yes, I have your card, Colleen. You did the silver one with 25 years and I love it. Okay, so let's get started, and you can shop for any of these items that I'm working with today. It is the November online exclusives, and I believe they're all available. I didn't check that out. But I did check out what's still available for Black Friday, though. Okay, let's get to my desktop, okay? This is my lighting, and I apologize if my lighting is super bad, okay? I feel like my camera is out of tweak here. So this is the Brush with Beauty designer paper that we're using today, and I've used it before, and it's fabulous. It's a lot of like neutral tones, vintagey feel, and it's absolutely gorgeous. We've got some Calypso Coral, some Pretty in Pink, some Lost Lagoon, let's see, Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, and what else am I missing? Darling Duck, and here's some of the Darling Duck here. It's just beautiful, great for winter projects and perfect for what we're going to create today. Okay, so grab that while you can. So let's put that aside. And we're using this fabulous banner punch again. It's also in part, it's in the November online exclusive. So when you're in the online store, that's where you can find all this stuff. You need to look there. There's a category on the shopping side. Probably what's new, okay, is what I'm thinking. There's a heading for it. We're using the stamp set, the Banner Sayings. It goes with this. So this is a punch bundle. It's fabulous. And we're using the Petals of Beauty. We're going to use the dies here, but I got a sample using the stamp set as well. Okay. So I think that's our product. Plus in the suite is these Pearls of Beauty gems, and they're flat, they're shiny and glossy and everything. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna kind of make this card from start to finish, okay? I've done a little bit of cutting. Has anybody seen this card before? Maybe I should share it with you. So this is what we're making today. Can you see that star card? Isn't that fabulous? Okay. Oh, before I get started, I want to remind you about the Black Friday special, okay? don't forget, when you shop $60 or more, you're going to get this free packet, and they all vary. There's 48 sheets of designer paper, and then you're going to get 5 basic white card bases, 5 mats, and also 5 envelopes. And this is the design we're creating with this set right here. Okay, so you're going to get 5 supplies to get the mat, your little flag here, and also there'll be some punched out pieces as well, because I created all of these cards with one package of designer paper. Okay, one piece creates one card, so fabulous. I even use the scraps, so you can see this, I think on Wednesday's video, is what I did. Okay, so check that out and get your free pack between now and December 1st, I believe. Okay, let's get started. I don't know if you want to grab a piece of paper and write down these measurements, but we're going to I've already cut a strip that's 4 1/4 wide. Okay, now we need some 4-inch pieces, and I've got 2 at a time here. Okay, we need 6 of them. Okay, there's 4 inches, there's 2 right there, and then we're going to do 2 more. Okay, and then 2 more. That looks good. All right, so we've got 6 pieces of designer paper, and I'm going to pull in my scoring board, and this is perfect for this project. Okay, so we have a 4-inch wide by 4 1/4 inch tall piece of designer paper, and 6 of them. Okay, so we need 1, 2, we need 2. We're going to start out with 2. Okay, and we are going to score these 2. Now remember, this is your hint, so you don't score through your designer paper. Use a little bit of a lighter touch. Okay, we're going to simply score these 2 pieces at 1, and make sure it's up in the corner. Okay, 2 and 3 inches. There's these measurements right up there, so if you just go up and come down. So again, it's 1 inch, 2 inches, and 3 inches. Okay, we're going to set those 2 aside. Thanks, Kathy. And thanks for your message earlier too. Okay, so now these other 4, we're going to score the same way. We're going to do, and this is the hardest one, so sometimes I just kind of reach over, and we're going to do a 1/2 inch, okay, because I don't want this to move on me. So we're starting out at a 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, and 3 1/2. Okay, let's do that again. 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 3 1/2. Do it again. This is number 3. 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 3 1/2, and then finally 4. 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 3 1/2. And that's how simple this is. Okay, so we can set that aside. We're all done with that. Now we're going to burnish all of these folds. I thought about doing this all, like earlier, but let's do this card from start to finish so you can see just how simple it is. Okay, so we're going to go and burnish all our folds like this. And you're going to think this card is so complicated, but it is not. It really is very simple to make. And I wish I had more time. I didn't start this card till about noon, maybe 12:30. So yeah. So I have a couple to share, but I'm thinking of other ways to, other paper and sweets to use this and create more. I just think it's a fun card, and I think really any theme works for it. Okay, all right, we're almost done with these 4. There's the 4, and then these are the 1 inch ones, 1, 2, and 3 inch scoring. Okay, I'm going to put those aside. We're going to use those 2 last. Okay, So if you're using directional paper, so maybe your first one, you might want to not use non-directional paper, but directional, you want to make sure it's all going the same way, okay? Okay, our card base, really simple. We need it to be 4 1/4 tall. So it's 4 1/4 tall by 4, let me think about this. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. I'm gonna make sure. So let's see. So yeah, it's 4 1/4 tall by 4 1/2. Okay. I did that. So 4 1/4 by 4 1/2 wide. Yep. Okay, so we're going to start with our first one, okay? We're going to start with this 1/2 inch on the left, okay? We're going to add some adhesive. So let's go and do that. And I just want to make sure I did that right. Let's see, where is that? Yep, okay. So we're going to start with this 1/2 inch, the one on the left, okay, because we want it to go in portrait mode, okay? And this is where, if you have a silicone mat, you might want to pull it in, okay? We're going to kind of fold down, okay? Because, so we got 4 1/2 wide. We're going to just simply line that fold up with the edge of our cardstock, okay? So we want it to be square around all 3 sides, okay? So there's our 1/2 inch right there. You see that? There's the 1/2 inch right there, okay? Now we're going to take this other 1/2 inch on this side, and we're going to line this edge up with this. We're going to butt those two together, okay? So, Kathy, I'm not sure I got another 25 years in me. At least 10, okay? I'm getting old. Okay, so you kind of want to just get it started and get them kind of lined up, okay? Just kind of reach in there and get it lined up, because this is just going to go flat, and I got some sticky glue on there. So, because I set it down and didn't get it into place. So if you have an adhesive remover, this might come in really, really handy for this card. Don't over glue, okay? All right, you know what? I shouldn't worry about it because we're going to cover that area right up. Okay, so see what we've got? We've got like a tower here, okay? So we're going to just fold that off to the side. There's our edge of our cardstock. So we're going to fold that off to the side. Now we're going to take number 2. We're going to take the left-hand side again, okay, and add some liquid glue. Probably less is more. We're going to take this fold and we're going to butt it right up against this one. All right, so make sure you're flat here, you know, you're even up in here, there, and this is even as well. Okay, there we go. So there's that. Can you guys see that? Now we're going to add some liquid glue. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to line this edge up so that it meets into the center of those two. You get that going in there. See how you're going to butt that up. Okay, is everybody with me so far? Hi, Carol, thank you. Okay, this is definitely a video you're going to want to save so you can come back to it, add it to your playlist. You know, you can do that. You can create a playlist of, you know, like maybe you want a playlist of fun folds that you so love, right? Okay, that looks good. Your bone folder is going to be your friend. You want really good. Oh, I scored wrong. Hang on. How did I do that? We gotta cut another one here. I must have not been paying attention. Okay, let's rip this off. Let's grab some paper. Hang on. And of course, my paper is all the floor. All right, let's grab this and let's see, which one am I using? That. Let's grab another piece, and we need a trimmer. So 4 1/4. I must have just got a little zealous there. So 4 inches. So 4 1/4 by 4 inches. Okay, so 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 3 1/2. Okay, I think we're all good now. We'll burnish these folds. See, I can make mistakes too. All right, let's do this, this, and this. I don't know if we need to rip any of this off. I think it'll be fine. Okay, let's get it going in the right direction. So we need the left side here. Butt the folds up. Make sure it's even on the ends. All right, now the right. Got my tower, the correct size tower. It was leaning, that's for sure. There we go. All right. Now we can look at our towers. We got 2 twin towers here, okay? You see that? So we're gonna take, and we wanna keep our portrait mode going. We're gonna flip it over, and I got gunk all over this. I can see we're gonna be using our adhesive remover quite a bit. Sometimes it's good to have 2 of these so you have a clean one for multiple sides. Okay, so we've got our portrait mode going, right? So now we're gonna put glue on the right panel first, okay? So let's go and do this. And hopefully I'm not going too fast. We're gonna take the fold, and remember, this is the edge of our cardstock. So we're gonna line that fold up with the edge of that card base. There we go. Glue that down. Now let's go to the left 1/2 inch side here. Isn't this simple? Now we're gonna take this edge and butt it up with that other 1/2 inch. Because this should all fold flat. So you want to take your time scoring. Not like I did. So there's tower number 3, okay? So we're doing the right-hand side again. So left on one side, right on the other first, okay? Let's open this up, and we're gonna put the fold up against the last fold. And it looks nice and even there. Okay, one more glue here. And butt those 2 up. Just make sure it's all nice and even, your flat edges. Running your bold folder, make sure everything is butting up together, and it just adheres the glue a little bit better. Okay, so there's our 4 towers. You see that? So we're not done with the star yet, okay? So what we need to do is we're going to create our star. Now we're going to kind of like flatten these out like this, okay? Did you see that? So we want to take our towers and then flatten them out so we see the center seam where we put the two folds together, okay? So now we're going to pull this in, and we're going to take and close those up. These should meet in the center, okay, if you scored properly. And we're going to glue these down in between these folds. Sometimes it's a little hard, okay, to do that. So you can either put glue on these, or you could put some glue on here. So I think the first time I did it, I put glue in the center. But I think I'm going to do it to the end flaps here, okay? To these flaps. You could do one at a time. So remember, we're lining this fold up with this center fold right here. Okay, it's kind of like doing an envelope fold. You know, you're gonna feel that fold, and it should line up with that. This edge should line up with that. Okay. Now this one should go a lot easier because we're gonna just butt those two up together. So let's add some glue here. Don't over glue, and these should line up. There we go. All right, I was a little jealous. I've got some glue oozing out there. So there's half our star. Isn't that so cool? Okay, flip it over. Make sure your portrait mode is going. And we're gonna add some liquid glue here. Close that up. Find the fold. See, I've got it kind of up at an angle, just like I do when I'm putting paper on for an envelope flap. Hear that down, and then probably the key is not to get too much glue near the folds so it doesn't ooze out. Okay. I'm gonna fold this down, and there we go. We're almost done with this card. Whew! This was the hardest part. So now we just open these stars up. That's why you want to make sure you don't get too much glue. Look at that. Isn't that like so cool? I love it. And it folds flat. So you can, I think what I do is I go like this. I think that's what I did. I mean, you could do it I kind of like pull these two stars together, and then so it's not so thick. Okay, so let's decorate this panel right here, and I've got a little excess glue, so I want to get rid of that in case we're going to mat this because this might show. Okay, my little adhesive remover is getting tinier. I feel like if you feel any other glue, just take a minute and run that adhesive remover down your paper, okay? Sure, because that's what's gonna make everything stick together. You know, it's not gonna pop open the way it should. Oh, this feels a little like, got it a little off kilter there. Okay. Okay, let's just put these off to the side, and I've cut a piece of designer paper that's 2 1/8 by 3 7/8, and this is 2 1/4 by 4 inches for a mat. Okay. So let's layer this on. Okay, and then we can add this on. Okay, what are you guys thinking so far? Who's gonna attempt this card? Anybody gonna try to attempt this card? So we've got our mat, and we're gonna make this really simple. We're gonna just simply add this onto here, and just some words down at the bottom, okay? So no dimensionals, no nothing. I'm gonna just add some liquid glue here. Or if I overwhelmed you, let's just, this is one of the dies out of the die set. Whoops. I feel like, okay, we're going to add some dimensionals to this. So let's add a couple dimensionals. We've already stamped and punched our greeting, our happy birthday greeting out. Now, if you want like a really wow Christmas card, this would be a fun Christmas card, or really any type of, you know, celebration. I haven't figured out, I gotta figure out where I want my bow. Guess we'll just kind of, because the middle punch was a little bit too wide. Well, you know what? We're just still gonna go with this. We're gonna go with this. And we need a mini glue dot. I tied a bow with 16 inches of linen thread. So let's add that on. Just kind of put our bow over here and see how this looks. Do I have scissors? Oh boy, I might not have any. Oh, here we go. Phew, I put them in my drawer. Usually, there we go. So let's add some gems. I'm thinking we'll do these pearl gems. Let's just grab this and put one there. And put 3 up there. We got our trio. Okay. What do you think? Look at that. And then let's finish off the back side, because we need a place to write. So I did the same measurements as the front, as the designer paper. So this is 2 1/8 by 3 7/8. Okay. And it's going to be layered on some more early espresso. That's 2 1/4 by 4 inches. And we're going to add this to the back side. And now the true test. Does it fit in the envelope? What do you think? Oh, good, Colleen. Isn't this a really cool card? I think it's great for somebody who would put it on a mantle. And there's the front of it. Just very simple and easy. And then there's our back side. So, okay, so we're going to pinch these two. And then everything else will kind of go off to the side. Okay, so here's our test. I already did the envelope. And there we go. So the true test will be, is it too thick? And I obviously did not put my paper on very good. We need to trim this. I was rushing. Okay, let's see. I've got my handy dandy envelope thing, and it does slide through with pretty good ease, okay? You can get these from the Country Hive. All right, if you're ever interested in grabbing one of these, it helps, it gives you the width. So if it was like really struggling to get through, you would need to put extra postage on, okay? All right, so let's look at a couple other ideas that I have, okay? And I still haven't seen anybody say they're gonna try this card. I just think it's so much fun. It really doesn't take that much in supplies. Okay, so there's that one. Let's move a few things out of the way here, right? And put my glue thing back on. Okay, so here's another one. So this one is Okay, let's move that one out of the way. Maybe we just kind of go like this. So here's this one right here, okay? I use that more floral paper, more seam, but look at this. I did this, all right? So I simply made it 8 inches long, scored it 4 inches, and the same width, okay, as the other one. Nothing on the back, all right? So, but this one is a little bit harder to, you know, see the message when it's opened, okay? But it does make it stay closed as well. So there's that one, all right? And then this is the first one I did right here. Of course, we had to do something with purple, right, today? So this is the Perennial Lavender designer paper, and you just gotta pop them up in there, all right? And I did the flap again on the front. So simple and easy. Can you see the possibility? So I hope this was a fun way for you. Oh, good, Colleen. I'm glad you're going to try it after the holidays. So cool. I hope this was a fun way to help celebrate my anniversary. So don't forget to, this is what I got to remind you guys too, is Cyber Monday sale. It's Paper Pumpkin, December 1st, and you can take advantage of subscribing to Paper Pumpkin. There's more details in my newsletter regarding it, so check that out. It's a percentage off each of the 3, 6, and 12-month subscription. So if you've been thinking about Paper Pumpkin, now's a great time to subscribe. And if you're a current subscriber and your subscription is almost up, or you can extend it as well, you know, you can buy another one because it's on sale. I think it's like 25% off. All right, a subscription. So, but it does start with the December kit, okay? So if you're already a current subscriber and you don't want 2 kits, you need to go in and suspend your current subscription so you don't get 2, okay? Just so you're aware. So you might be pleasantly surprised when you're charged for 2 kits instead of 1. All right, so just make sure. It's not hard to do. You're going to go up to your name and scroll down to see your subscriptions, and then that will take you to your Paper Pumpkin account, okay? And it can't be combined with other items. Paper Pumpkin is, you can do it in the online store, but it has to be in order all by itself, okay? What else I want to talk about? Black Friday. There are still a few things for Black Friday available. There's all kinds of colors of blends. They're on sale for $6.60, normally $11. There's Seal Plus refills. They're on sale for $6. And then regular dimensionals. So if you use a lot of dimensionals, $3.19. So what a deal. So they're normally $4.25, I believe. So yeah, so it's a great time to add a few things to your shopping cart. And that ends on December 1st, okay? All right, so have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of, you know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, holiday gatherings and everything. And I will be back next Wednesday, hopefully at 3 p.m. I know I was late today. I was cleaning off my desk, you know, getting the description in for the video and all that good stuff. So, yeah, so come back next Wednesday or Friday. Wednesday is YouTube and Facebook only. YouTube and Facebook, or Fridays is YouTube only. So, and make sure if you're new, hit that bell and subscribe to my channel. Okay, everybody, have a fabulous weekend, and thank you so much for helping me celebrate. And it just means so much to me, and we will see you